I recently came across a Faceless channel called The Invisible Hand. At first glance, it looked like just another Faceless channel, but then I saw the numbers. In just over a year, they've grown to 170,000 subscribers with only 48 long-form videos and are pulling in an estimated $22,000 a month in ad revenue alone, according to View Stats. Their content, clean cinematic breakdowns of economics and geopolitics brought to life with map animations and documentary style editing that is racking up thousands of views with each video upload. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most people assume creating videos like these requires advanced editing and motion graphics skills, and they're not wrong. At least until a few months ago, because 2 new AI tools just dropped that nobody's talking about, and they're changing the game completely. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through a 4-step process to help you create similar videos using AI and potentially start your own Faceless YouTube channel in this niche. We'll start by writing a compelling script that taps into viral topics. Then I'll show you how to generate a natural sounding voiceover, create motion graphics and animations using AI, and finally edit the video for a polished finish. To make things easier, I've put together a free step-by-step guide that walks you through the entire process. It includes all the prompts I used and a checklist to help you get started with your Faceless channel. You can download it using the link in the description box. The first step in this process is to write our script, but we wouldn't write our script without having a viral topic to work on. We'll start by analyzing the channel The Invisible Hand to understand what makes their videos do so well. I'll be using an AI agent within Abacus AI. I know that ChatGPT recently released its own AI agent, but it wasn't available to me at the time of recording this video, so I'm using Abacus AI for this tutorial, mainly to showcase a couple of steps that are essential in creating a correct and compelling script when it comes to this niche specifically. Once you sign into Abacus AI, you can click on Deep Agent at the bottom. That opens a page where you can type in the instructions for the AI agent. Our goal is to critically analyze the channel to understand their top performing videos, how their scripts are written, and how AI can recommend topics we can cover based on that channel's success. Type in this prompt, which is also linked in the document in the description box, and go ahead and submit. The Deep Agent will analyze the channel, watch the top videos, and provide a detailed breakdown of what makes their content successful. The result of the analysis provided a detailed document breaking down exactly what the channel The Invisible Hand is about. It covered their content themes, how they choose topics, their strategy, and one key insight. They frequently use what they call the impossible living narrative, highlighting stories of people struggling to survive in economically challenged countries. It also broke down their title and hook strategy, which is super useful. Now, you might be wondering, why are we doing this? Well, the goal isn't just to copy their scripting format blindly, but to understand why it works, to know how to replicate it while adding your twist to it. After the breakdown, Deep Agent also suggested a few video topics we could create, 10 in total. The first one it recommended was why living in Canada has become impossible. It even outlined the content approach, how it aligns with the successful patterns of The Invisible Hand, and gave me a suggested hook and angle. We will now proceed with this topic. Download the documents generated by the AI agent and go back to the chat window. In the chat window, choose ChatGPT 4o from the over 24 large language models available. Provide ChatGPT 4o with the analysis documents and ask it to create a 12-minute script for the chosen topic, why living in Canada has become impossible. ChatGPT 4o will generate the script, including visual cues for each section, but you may need to ask for a more detailed script since it can sometimes be shorter than expected, even when you specified the video length. After generating the script, it's crucial to fact-check the information generated with AI because this is not a fictional story, and wrong information can undermine all your effort and give you a bad reputation. Next, ask ChatGPT 4.0 to provide references to public information used in creating the script. Once that is generated, open all the links and review each reference to ensure the AI-generated content matches reliable sources. While using ChatGPT to fact-check seems okay, I have noticed that sometimes it fails to fact-check properly, so I like to double-check using another large language model. That's why we are using Abacus AI, because we have access to 24 models to run this script through without having to subscribe to all the tools. For this, I will use Claude Sonnet 4. Just open a new chat, select the model, paste the original script, and ask it to fact-check every line. Claude Sonnet 4 will provide a more in-depth fact-check, flagging any information that needs clarification or correction, as you can see here. After fact-checking, Claude Sonnet 4 gave an accuracy rating and highlighted the script's strengths and weaknesses. Finally, go through the script, verify the flagged information, and make any necessary adjustments to ensure it's accurate and sounds like your own voice. Now that we have the final script ready, the next step is to generate a voiceover with the script. Next, we'll head over to 11 Labs. Once you're inside 11 Labs, the first step is to choose a voice. Click on the Voices tab to open the 11 Labs voice library. From here, you can search for voices that work well for documentaries. If you don't find a voice you like, or if you want something that hasn't been overused, I recommend clicking the Create or Clone a Voice button at the top right corner. Use the Voice Design V3 option. It generates good, realistic voices. Once your voice is ready, the next step is to paste your script and generate the voiceover. If you're using the text-to-speech feature of 11 Labs, just note that it typically allows you to generate only about 5 to 6 minutes of audio at a time. So if your script is longer, say 10, 12, or even 60 minutes, you'll want to use the studio feature instead. Click on Studio once the page opens up, click on Start from Scratch, then paste in your full script. On the right-hand panel, select the voice you want to use for the narration. Review all the settings to make sure everything looks good. One quick tip, select all the blocks within the studio to make sure they're all using the same voice. Sometimes a different voice can slip in by default. Once everything is set, click Generate, and 11 Labs will process your entire script at once. After it's done, play through the audio to make sure it sounds the way you want. If you're happy with the voiceover, click the Export button, choose your preferred audio format, and save it to your computer. Quick pause. If you're getting value from this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It really helps more creators like you find this channel, and I've got more Faceless channel tutorials lined up you don't want to miss. Now that we have our voiceover created and downloaded, the next step is to create animations that will bring different aspects of the voiceover to life. I'll be showing you 3 types of animation: a map animation, a graph animation, and a paper animation. We'll also cover how to source B-roll for your videos. To do this, we'll use a new AI motion design tool called Hera. Hera launched recently but hasn't been accessible to a lot of people until now. I have been testing it and I would say I am blown away. I'll walk you through how to generate map animations and graph animations using this tool. To get started with Hera, you can use the link below to sign up for a free plan, but they also offer a paid plan, which is what I am currently on. This allows me to have access to more features and templates that is needed for this tutorial. Once you click on Start Creating, it will prompt you to sign into your account, and you can go ahead and do that. Once you sign into Hera, it brings you to the main dashboard. On the left-hand side, you can click to explore different projects that other users have created, which is a great source of inspiration. You'll notice a lot of map animations that others have put together. Under the Projects tab, you'll find all the projects you've worked on previously. Then there's the Templates section, which houses a variety of templates for different types of motion graphics, from map animations to article animations, Vox style animations, graphs, and more. If you have a media kit with brand color palettes, you can also import it here for consistency. To create a map animation animation, I will use one of the templates. Click on the template. I'll be using this simple map animation. Once it opens up, click on use this template. Once the template is open, the first thing you'll do is customize the map to highlight Canada. You'll outline Canada's border in white and fill the inside with a red color. But before you start typing any prompts in the box here, make sure to select the map style you prefer. For example, if you like the black map style, you can choose that or any other style that suits your project. Next, decide on the duration of your animation, for instance, 20 seconds. Then in the prompt box at the bottom, type in your instructions such as highlight Canada's border with white and fill the inside with red. After that, click on submit and the tool will start creating your map animation. Once it's ready, you'll be able to see how it looks. Once the map animation is created, and Canada is highlighted with a white border and a red interior, the next step is to add a name tag for Canada because that is missing from the first generation. The good thing about Hera is that it allows you to continuously add instructions, layering new elements onto your existing animation, which is so cool. Now, to add a title box for Canada, simply type in the prompt to add a box with the word Canada inside it and hit enter. The tool will generate the title for you. After the title has been added, as you can see here, to complete the motion graphic, we'll shift the map animation slightly to the left. This will create space on the right-hand side where we can add icons representing the housing crisis, the cost of living crisis, and the debt crisis. Simply type in the prompt with these instructions and hit submit, and the tool will generate the updated animation with the icons in place. As you can see, the final map animation is complete with icons for the housing crisis, cost of living crisis, and debt crisis neatly placed on the side. If you find that the animation playback is a bit slow, you can always adjust the speed by typing in the prompt. I am sure by now you understand the idea of how the tool works. Once you're satisfied with your animation, just click on export. You can select your resolution. 1080p is usually great, but if you have a higher plan, you can even go up to 4K. Choose the file format like MP4 and set the frame rate to 30 FPS. Then click export and let it process. Once it's done, you can download it directly to your computer. You can follow the same process to create other types of animations too. Let me quickly show you how I created this animation. In this example, I created a pie chart showing that 90% of disposable income in Canada in 2023 was going toward debt payments. If we go back to the previous map animation and click on history, you'll see every step that was taken to generate it, which is super helpful. Now, coming to this pie chart, I simply typed in a prompt asking it to create a pie chart on that topic. Once it was generated, I changed the highlight color to a yellowish tone to match the overall theme of the video. That's how you can easily create different map animations and motion graphics and layer them on top of each other to build a compelling visual story. Finally, let me show you how I created the paper animation. Head over to Paper Animator and click on Text Match Cut. This tool also offers a free plan you can try out. Start by choosing your desired aspect ratio. I'll go with 16:9. Then type in the text you want. In my case, I used national debt. On the right-hand side, you'll see options to customize the theme. You can choose from dark, light, or even a newspaper style layout. I selected the dark theme, left the text highlight as default, and chose dynamic as the background type for more visual interest. Then click on Create Text Match. Once the paper animation is generated, you can click on Play to preview how it turned out. This looks good. Next, click on Export, select the MP4 format to avoid watermarks, and then download the final animation to your computer. Now that you have your map animations, graphs, and paper cuts, the final step is to gather your B-roll footage. You can find B-roll on platforms like YouTube or through stock footage websites. If you choose to use clips from YouTube, always make sure to adhere to fair use guidelines and give proper credit. If you plan to use a significant portion of someone else's content, it's always a good idea to reach out to the creator for permission. Once you have all your assets ready, it's time to bring everything together in the editing process to create a cohesive final video. To edit our video, I'll be using CapCut. I've already gone ahead and imported all the clips we generated and some stock footage I gathered based on the script. Before I show you the final video, let me walk you through the process. First, I pulled the voiceover into the timeline. Then, as I listened to the narration, I began dragging in the appropriate clips to visually match what was being said. One important thing to keep in mind, sometimes the video clips are longer than what the voiceover needs. In those cases, you'll need to trim them down. For example, this first clip here, once I brought it in, I noticed the pacing was a bit too slow, so I trimmed out the portions I didn't need by adjusting the clip from both ends, making sure it starts and ends exactly where I want it to. That's the approach I followed throughout, dropping in clips, trimming them to fit the narration, and making sure everything flows smoothly. The next step is adding transitions between the clips. This helps the video feel cohesive and smooth. Like I've mentioned in my previous videos, just head over to the transition tab and look for subtle transitions that match the aesthetic you're going for. As you can see here, I've already placed those transitions between each clip. After that, it's time for sound design, because good sound design is what really makes your video stand out. So go to the audio tab, click on sound effects, and choose ones that complement your edits. For transitions specifically, I like using a whoosh sound. Just find the one that fits the video and then place it strategically right at the transitions to give your video that extra polish. To tie everything together, I'm also adding background music. I downloaded a track I liked from Epidemic Sound, imported it into CapCut, and placed it on the timeline right here. Now that everything's done, it's time to export the video. Just select your project and click on export. From there, choose your file name, pick your resolution. I usually go with 4K, and then select the location where you want to save it. Once you hit export, the video will render and save to your computer. And just like that, your video is ready to be posted. Now, let's take a quick look at a preview of what the final result looks like.
Living in Canada has become much harder, and the numbers tell the story. In 2017, the benchmark home price in Toronto was around 760,000 Canadian dollars. By late 2024, that number rose to approximately 1.07 million Canadian dollars, a 40% increase in just 5 years. Meanwhile, national debt levels continue to strain households. Credit market debt hovered around 174% of disposable income in early 2025, making it one of the highest in the G7. But this isn't just about home prices. Take wages and living costs. Despite rising debt, real wages have stagnated, leaving many Canadians worse off in inflation-adjusted terms. And while Canadians face the highest debt-to-income ratio in the G7, interest payments alone consumed roughly 9% of disposable income in 2023. So yes, it's a housing crisis, but also a cost of living and debt crisis.
And that's how you can reverse engineer a $20,000 per month faceless YouTube channel using AI step by step, from scripting and voiceover to map animations and editing. If you're ready to go beyond free tools and want my full system, including video templates, automation workflows, and community support, then check out Accelerate. It's my private program where I help you launch and grow your faceless channel step by step. Links below if you want to join us. Don't forget to grab all the free resources I've linked for you in the description. They're designed to help you get started faster. And if you want to learn the other key steps to building a successful faceless YouTube channel, check out this next video right here, and I'll see you there.